we got this little gym here for 10 bucks. So it was an elderly couple and they're downsizing to something a little bit smaller, so it was too big for their space. So it's actually a little bit too big for ours as well, but I think I can make it fit pretty good. We're gonna have to make some cuts on it. We're gonna have to shape it a little bit better, put some trim around it. It's got good drawers and stuff. Everything runs pretty smooth, so we're gonna put handles on it, clean it up, shape it a little bit better, stain it, maybe paint it. We're not sure. I'm not sure yet which one I'm gonna go, depending on the wood. But it's a solid piece. It's got good bones, and for 10 bucks, you know, you can't beat it. So we're gonna make it the way we like it. We love tacos. Food is like, it goes like God, family, and food. That's how it goes in order. Right here you got beautiful. This, by the way, this is beef from Pennsylvania, straight from the farm. So you know it's good. We got smothered in cheese. We got the cilantro, we got the diced tomatoes, we got the sour cream, the jalapenos, we got a couple minced onions. My mouth's watering just talking about it. Got the hot sauce, the tomato sauce, the sour cream, and then you just dazzle it with just a little bit of salt and pepper. Crunchy homemade tacos. This is what we do, right, babe? This is what we do. Lindsay likes the nachos. Nachos are good.
I know, I'm a nachos girl.
But they're not like the tacos. All right. So we just had supper. As you can see, it's kind of cold. It's never like that in Florida. But so we're gonna go ahead and make some cuts. Again, excuse me for the lighting. Shop's being renovated right now, so kind of had to make do with what I had. But I'm gonna go ahead and make some cuts and go ahead and shape this thing out. Well, the sawhorse didn't really work out, but at least it's cut. So next step, we're going to go ahead and remove these tabletops, and we're going to go ahead and cut these back walls off right here, because we're going to need to put this cabinets over here. We're going to swap them out so that way it fits the angle in the office. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and knock these out. So last night I made all the cuts, and now it's going to be the size that I want it. It's going to fit in the corner of the office. I took out the backboards last night as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sand everything down and get it ready for the stain that we're going to use. And all we'll have left really is just the trim on the bottom. We'll need the knobs, and then of course the support system for underneath. Right now it's being held up by the sawhorse, but a couple more steps and then it'll be ready to go. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on the sanding. pretty big, it had a pretty thick layer on top. It took me a lot longer to sand it off than I thought, but you can see the difference right there, the old and then after it's sanded down. So I'm about to get some more sandpaper because it took quite a bit to get that thick layer off right there. But the top's done. Desktop, now I just gotta finish off with the shelves, the drawers, and the filing cabinet part. And then once all that's sanded down, then we will be ready to stain. Next step is going to be staining, painting these bottom drawers, and then of course the trim and the knobs. So I found these little rollers right here work great, and they speed the process up like times 100, because instead of having to paint everything with this little brush or a paintbrush, it just makes it so much easier just to use this roller. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stain the desktops now. I'm going to use this stain that I had from previous projects and go ahead and use it up. And I'm just going to be using the wood finish driftwood stain. So we have this, it's kind of a theme in our house. We have it in other areas, so it'll be good to just go ahead and match it. I'm just using a sock. I have a couple extra scrap socks that I obviously don't use anymore, so it comes in handy if you don't want to pay for cloth to do this. So I had to stop to get some hardware to finish this project, just to kind of show you what I'm working with. So I got some trim here. This is the trim I'm going to be using for the base. This is going to be the post that's actually going to support the back, since I took out the back walls. And then a couple hanger bolts for the post, some finishing nails, got some knobs for the drawers, and then a couple extra screws to screw in the desk to the base. So I'm going to get started with trimming, or with the measuring and cutting out this trim for the base, and then probably work on the post after that. Okay, so I finished this side right here. Besides sanding and painting, now I just have to do this side over here, and the trim will be done. You hear crying? That's Jovi. She wants me right now.
If you're ever wondering if there's a moment when Jovi doesn't cry.
She's hungry. This part here, I'm going to be putting on the knobs, and this is what they look like. And what you want to do with this is you just kind of want to find the center point, and then technically how this one's supposed to work, it has a little bolt on it that you can just unscrew, put the bolt through, and then screw the nut to lock it into place. But inside here has already about 3 inches or probably about 2 inches of plywood in here. So there's actually too much wood. This isn't long, this bolt's not long enough. So what I'm gonna do is just drill a hole that's a little bit smaller than the bolt, and then just screw it in instead of using the nut to lock it into place. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out, mark my holes, drill, and then screw these knobs in. Alright, so the trim and the knobs are done. I went ahead and just painted the trim this morning to go ahead and knock that out. Next step, I need to paint this post here. This is going to support the back where they connect. And I can't actually put everything together yet until it's in the office, because obviously I can't fit everything through the doors the way it is. So I'm actually going to just finish up painting this and take everything into the office, and then I'll actually install the post and set it up